Summit starts here. This is the Power Platform Podcast. Join Rex de Koning, Ana Inés Urrutia de Sousa, and Paddy Byrne as they talk to the Microsoft community about their stories.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Power Platform Podcast. We always have trouble with the podcast word. I don't know why. But welcome. My name is Anna, and I'm here with you in this series of Scottish Summit recordings that we're doing with our speakers and some other guests. So thank you for being here. Rex?
Well, I'm Rex de Koning, one of the co-hosts, and you forgot one of the most important things, that we're sponsored by Proximo 3 nowadays.
Yes.
Don't forget that one.
So you have it there.
We have him in the corner with the red walls. Today we don't have Paddy. He's sick, unfortunately, but we have a very good replacement.
A very good replacement. I'll take that as a compliment. Yes, I am Mark Christie. You can tell by the dulcet tones, just the horrible voice, you know who it is. I am just here to make everyone's life a misery and see how many people will cry on this one call.
Oh my God. Cooky, please introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Cooky Cookson, community member. That's about it, really.
Okay.
And before we start, I just want to pick a bone with you guys because I just watched Sarah Fenner's podcast, and you both of you inferred, I'm talking about Rex and Anna, that no one else had won the pub quiz. And you think you'll find that Alison and I and a team of others, including Andrew Welsh and others, won it in 2020.
That doesn't count.
Why does it? It was the Scottish Summit in 2020. I'm not sure how it counts.
It doesn't count.
I am calling out Andrew Bibby to make sure he listens to this and takes exception to the lying that Sarah Fenner did and ban her from this year's event.
I'm very happy that you come out with this, because this finally puts that one team a bit down, that they didn't win every episode so far.
Oh.
So
You're
I'm
the worst.
glad you mentioned this.
You're the worst.
So that was actually a really good one, because that was at Incremental's office. It was the first one that we done. It was at the top of the stairs. I actually have one of my favourite photos that I've got of like all Scottish Summits. I have all of those trophies laid out under like a big white wall with some light shining on it. It's actually an amazing picture. It's just a pity that you've got all the trophies down.
I've actually got two. I've got this one, and I managed to got Welsh's. So I've got two here that I've never actually managed to give to Andrew Welsh. But at some point, maybe he'll get it. But,
well, he is speaking at the 24 event.
I'll make sure I'll put it in my bag.
Yeah, and then just sneak it into his bag, and he'll be like, "What the hell is this?"
I'll just say it doesn't count because I was not part of the community back then. So, you know, what was before myself didn't count to me. So
That's not how things work, you know.
I know. All right, Mark, do you have any icebreaker for Carl?
Icebreakers, right. So, Anna, you see, you used to do a lot of flying, didn't you?
Yeah.
So
I used to.
So have you done it recently?
I haven't done it in quite some time now, but I'm really looking forward to do it again.
Okay. So, Carl, with that in mind, have you ever seen anyone else in this room, maybe in Seattle, go flying in any way?
That I don't remember. That's probably saying something about what happened in Seattle. So.
Were you not in the room at the time when I came flying down the stairs, decided to jump?
Say again.
I can't remember any of this. Okay. So there was the icebreaker that you can't even remember. So in Seattle, we were all there was me, Carl, Ian, Malin, Thomas,
Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron and
Mike. Now it was a huge place. We had like a big staircase, And I think you maybe just came back in at that time. I literally decided to jump off like the second bottom step and miss every other step and land on the floor. And like couldn't move for about 5 minutes, had to just lie on the floor.
I do
I
remember
think
that.
everyone actually lost the sense of being able to breathe at times. So that was my flying expedition.
But I think we just sat laughing at you rather than actually coming to your aid or anything
Oh,
like that.
100%, yes.
That's what
100%.
friends
I was
do.
lying there, trying to act all cool like it wasn't a sore and that I meant, but yeah, that just did not happen. That was like a flying one.
And we need to book that place again. So
It's not available yet. I did
not
check.
available yet, no. So we are looking into it again, and hopefully the things we're now filming the day after the MVPs were announced. And I don't know whether Rex has been congratulated on his MVP since on this show, but he's joined the ranks as well. So hopefully he'll be in Seattle with us.
I will be for sure. Yeah.
That would
Awesome.
be great. I do have another question, Carl. Do you want a Dr. Pepper?
No, I do not want to. Anna has these annoying habits of trying to give me things that I don't want, and Dr. Pepper being the main thing.
Yes.
Why Dr. Pepper?
It's just
He was
things
in
that she's
Seattle
got
as
that she
well.
doesn't want, and she just wants to pile them off onto someone by pretending to be nice.
So, Anna, what you need to do going forward is just keep a bottle of Dr. Pepper in your bag, and whenever you see him, sneak it into his bag.
I won't do that. That's a great idea.
So,
Well, get ready, Cookie.
the next time you speak to Benedict, ask him if there's anything like that, because he was looking for a pen at an event one day, and I just popped one in his pocket. Ever since then, I put things in his pocket. I'll watch how I phrase this. Like if we're in a restaurant, I'll steal forks and put them in his pocket, and it's not until he gets back to wherever he's going he notices he's got like pocket full of pens, pencils, cutlery, badges.
Cutlery. All right. I'll start doing that strategy. I like it.
Yeah. If you want to do it with me, I take credit card and cash.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Rex.
Yeah. So, Carl, Cookie. We all know you as Cookie. People that don't know you as Carl Cookson. Can you tell a little about what you do in the community, what you do in day-to-day life?
Yeah, day-to-day life. I work for Capgemini UK, which is the platinum sponsor of the Scottish Summit this year.
Thank you very
which
much.
I'm really quite excited about, and maybe we talk a bit later in the future about how it's going to be. As a pre-sales architect, so talking with people about what they want, how the Power Platform can help them, and Dynamics 365 can help them, sizing up solutions, working out how long things take, how much long things cost, and responding to clients as we go effectively. That's my day job. In the community, I like being in the background mainly. At Scottish Summit, I do a lot of some of the tech, of the easier bits of the tech, the ideas that come out of Mark's head, and make them into fruition, like sending out emails to the speakers and doing all the configuration that we've done in the Dynamics app for that. For South Coast Summit, I'm a bit more involved, helping Aaron and Nathan on that one to coordinate things, because that's local to where I live. And we're going to see the air show in a couple of weeks, me and Nathan and I, which is a nice little bonus. And helping out where I can in the community, really. And probably what got me my MVP was the XRM Toolbox tools that I've done, which I'm still working on slowly as a hobby, really, more than anything else, to update and create new tools that just make everyone's lives a bit easier, hopefully. And then I do a lot of speaking. I do a lot of conference talks, get around the world with my hobby, which is, speaking at conferences and having a chat with people that I know, and that's pretty much started with Scottish Summit, really. So it's good to be there and good to be supporting it again.
That's good.
Started from
You
the
know
bottom, now you're here.
what?
He started from the bottom, now he's here. Right, I'm just going to take over your podcast. So I don't
Yeah,
know what
go
you're
ahead.
Go ahead. It's
So, Cooky, two things. What is the favourite tool you've ever built for XRM Toolbox?
The Flow to Visio. It's still probably one of the most popular ones. So converting your flow design into something that you can document. So it's always around documentation, most of my tools, and helping the consultant to do their job. And that's probably my favorite one because it was quite a long and cumbersome process, and it got quite a bit of attention in Microsoft when it came out. Just because they use it, you can see that on the stats, and it's just made that they can point people at it. So yeah, it's one of those things that has got a bit of a attraction when it came out, and it's probably one of the favourite ones because it's a nice visual one.
Okay, and what is a favourite tool that you use that you didn't build?
SQL for CDS, Mark Carrington, because my history, I worked on Pivotal CRM. For those in the old school that don't know it, probably around before Anna was born, to be honest. It was CRM based around SQL, so using SQL was one of the crux of updating, etc. So my SQL skills were still pretty good, and therefore it's quite an intuitive tool for me to be able to do updates and modification of data. And that's probably one of the quickest tools I know to delete thousands of records. It beats everything that Microsoft had done, and it really works quite well. The way that Mark has managed to do all the batching on that is pretty impressive.
No, I do. I love a good old SQL command or stored procedure. It's great fun. That goes back to CRM 3 and 4 days, where you used to actually have to select star from table, where blah, blah, blah. Oh my days. The choice. Okay, Anna, you can have the screen back now.
Okay, thank you so much. Can you tell us, you already spoiled the question, but doesn't matter. Can you tell us a little bit about like your involvement in Scottish Summit in the past and what you have done? You already said a bit, but what was like your role within
in 2020, I was there as a sponsor, not for my current employer, and that was my first view of it, which was a bit different. It's always a bit different when you go there as a sponsor because there's always that corporate side that you need to entertain effectively and meet the expectations of the people that are paying for you to be there. 2021 was a virtual, so I think I did one of the channels in that. My memory is a bit foggy of those sort of things. And then we get to 2022, which was a real great event as a speaker and helping out as well, doing the lanyards, that sort of thing, and just being general dog's body for anything that people wanted to do. And then in the Manchester version, just there as a helper as well, but just being there, being around, trying to help where I can, and not being at the forefront like Mark and Zoe and Ian and Matt, but just that next stage back of helping like you guys do, just volunteering and picking up things that need to be done.
Very good.
And this year is the same. It's really, hopefully, that we'll get there and rinse and repeat. New venue, new location, long journey to get there, but hopefully everything will be great and people will enjoy it.
So this time round, you're kind of back as both a helper, a speaker, but also as part of the Platinum sponsors. Do Capgem and I have anything cool set up or any themes that they're going with for the event?
We're still debating what we're going to do. Where you weren't in Brussels, any of you, were you? So you probably missed what we did there. But we're trying to see whether we're going to bring an artist with us to do some caricatures and put them all over the walls like we did in Brussels, which went down really quite well. And then, or we back that off with something else. So I just want to see how we get on really and make a decision, because it's a different event, obviously, and more community driven. So we might have to change what we're doing, but that's in the planning process now. Now we've got Brussels out of the way, we can start on the next one. So that's, it's just the next thing, and that's what it is now.
It's going to be good. Nice big booth, prime location as soon as you come in, and
You don't have to tell it to me now. You've already sold it to me, Mark.
No. I mean, it's one of these things. I always say it, like, these events never happen without sponsors.
Absolutely. And I think, just putting the corporate hat on it, it is very much a passion of mine for the large partners to do their bit to promote and build this community and keep the community going, because they rely on a lot of the people that are going to be there and use it as a training ground and a customer and an employee outreach. So as many of those larger partners and the smaller ones, we need to encourage to be there and do their bit.
Yeah, it's a good place to also see who's joining the community. If there are people that are coming to the first event that are maybe just getting into the Power Platform, it's also a really good thing for recruitment, to see who's there, to get your name out front and centre, to think if people are going to be looking to join partners, stepping up from end users, it's good to get your name in the forefront of their minds as well.
And that's a lot of it. Part of it is for us, is that brand awareness. When people think about Dynamics or Power Platform, we're on that list with the other partners that are there, and we're either as an employee as the next role or as a customer.
Yeah.
Good. I really like the idea of the how do you say it?
So what we'll do is we'll get people to draw you as you try to say caricature.
Okay, Rex, I think that you have a question for Cooky.
Yeah, well, also this one was basically mostly answered. How do your involvement in the current Scottish Summit? Of course, you said you were working in attack. I heard some rumors that you might be a speaker again this year.
Yeah, I'm really quite excited about that. We've organised Jonas Rapp, the godfather of Fetch XML, to come over and talk with me and Matt, I think. Can't remember now. Yeah, Matt Beard on XRM Toolbox and everything to do with it. So that will be a fun session. I've never spoken with Jonas before. Big fanboy of Jonas when I first met him. Probably at Scottish Summit actually. Back in the day. It's one of and I think you were saying this, Sarah was saying this on her podcast, that a lot of these events are meeting your heroes and going, hang on a minute, and then they become friends, and it's one of those melting pots of everyone that comes together in one community. So it's really quite a unique event in our calendar, and something that we should be, pushing as much as we can to get people there, seeing new faces and getting that next generation of folks in.
Yeah, one of the things that we have discussed quite a lot with the guests that we had in the podcast is like the opportunity that is given in Scottish Summit to have new speakers, to hear new voices, and I think that is like something that is great. I started speaking in Scottish Summit, and then I'm now a friend of yours, so like being able to I'm not your friend. Okay.
That wasn't me. I didn't.
No,
I was
Mark.
nodding.
Look at her face. At his face. Sorry.
But most of the guests have that they started speaking at Scottish Summit as a first time. Same for me. My first involvement in the community was with Scottish Summit, and a lot of guests have the same. So it's really, not the correct word, but a breeding ground for new people in the community.
Yeah, I think a lot of people do, because of the way that we rate speakers. There's very much a drive to get rid of the names and not know who they are. And I know Mark and I have had discussions about some of the characters in the community that insist to be there, and everyone's got the same chance. So we there's definitely times where some of the big names haven't managed to get through, and that's because of they've not put the effort in to the description, and somebody else has done it for, has beat them to it. And I love the new speakers as well. There was a girl from Capgemini that spoke in Manchester for the first time, and she was so nervous about it. But the fact that we got a group setting for her, we got Vivian in as an experienced presenter to help her out, and she had a couple of ladies from the Capgemini team to be on that panel, just made it so much easier for her, and she's got so much confidence, and she's submitted and she's speaking again. So, and not through Capgemini, but on her own back, because she wanted to be there. So it's all that, seeing her at like 19 come through and be able to do that sort of thing, something that I would never have done at 19.
No.
It's a great thing, and hopefully that will continue.
It's also one of the things as well is we do have a lot of experienced speakers, and I think everyone's heard the same speakers to the same sessions at different events around the globe. What I kind of set out and done with everyone was to try and challenge these experienced speakers to pair up with somebody who's looking to just get into an event. If they're thinking about it, chat with them, run through the session with them. I personally, and I don't know about everyone else, I get more joy out of somebody new coming in and doing a session and enjoying that session. I get more out of helping somebody do that than I do delivering my own session.
Yep, I agree.
Absolutely. I think you're one of those people that don't like speaking and probably do it just to get through a lot of the time. But I agree with you. I totally agree. I think that the whole joint sessions, and we should encourage that more, and find a way of pairing people up to do those things. I know there's mentorship programs, and Norwegian Summit's doing a great job at that. But sometimes it's like a bit more than just seeing how good their session is. It's getting involved and doing it with them and doing a pair, because I've done sessions with lots of different people, and it's so much easier with the pair, so much easier. But it just takes all the pressure off. You're only doing half the time. You've got someone to banter off and discuss ideas with.
Yeah, and if you get lost, somebody to help you get on your way again.
Yeah, exactly.
I also think panel sessions are a really good way of getting into it as well.
Yeah,
they're really awesome.
That way you're splitting it even more. Like, I know, Carl, you've got the session with Jonas and Matt. I think that will probably expand. The more people that are there, that if they do XRM toolbox or tools for it or plugins, that they will just be thrown onto that schedule. So there'll be multiple people, I think, delivering that with Jonas as the main person. But Rex, where were we recently? Was it Dynamics Minds?
Dynamics Minds, yeah. We had a.
How did you enjoy that panel session?
It was so awesome and relatively easy, especially if I'm kind of an introvert. I don't speak that easy. But if you're in a setting with people that you know, and of course you have your audience, but just because you complement each other, it's so much easier to tell your story, to hook up to another story, and then go from there. And it's just a lot of fun.
And I think there's obviously some very outspoken people in our community, and pairing them up with some of the quieter ones in a panel session is certainly something that has really worked in the past. You've got the people that know their stuff, but not the loudest and brashest, paired up with others that are that really work in that sort of communal setting.
Yeah, and that's where that session that we done was quite an interesting one. It was about introverts and extroverts. It was like how to, as an introvert, speak. And we had Malin on the panel, who obviously is the loudest, most obnoxious person you can get. So it's like one extreme to the other. But it's that pairing the right people up so that if somebody who's new speaking maybe does get lost for words or can't think of the answer, the more experienced people on that panel can then come in, say a few words, give that person 2 or 3 seconds to kind of think about where they're going and allow them to then continue. So, I mean, that's one of the huge things, and that's one of the reasons that there's a lot more panel sessions with a lot more new speakers.
And I think it's worked well with me I've done several with Chris Huntingford, and it's worked well where he's this flamboyant, over the top, and I just sort of bring it back to reason. So it's very much a yin and yang in those scenarios where I'm the sensible one and he's the one that's, blazing away and trying to get everything done.
That's why we have Mark here, to be the sensible one while we all shout.
Yeah.
What you said, Mark, for me is really important. The fact that it doesn't make me sad or questioning the organization of the event if I don't get selected, because that means that someone else will get a space that probably they didn't have before, and the platform to start, growing, and that is something that I think it's very good. So I'm like really I don't know how's the word, but I like that we review the sessions without having any idea of who we're voting for or the ranking we're doing.
It's a perfect way. So only you have to really base it on the description itself. You have no idea who the speaker is,
and I think it's been great that we've been able to give proper feedback as well. That whole 360, because a lot of the time when you get rejected on session eyes or whatever, all they've done is click through good, bad, a 1, 2, 3 score on a session. Yeah. And you get the stuff bubbling to the top that is great, but there's no feedback mechanism. There's no, actually that description means nothing to me. That title could be do with improving. It's that sort of feedback that it has been great for Scottish Summit, even though it took quite a while, but people have really embraced the fact that we were giving that feedback.
Yeah, and I think if you are an experienced speaker, a new speaker, wherever you are on your journey, it's good just to be able to get that little bit of feedback. Even if you had your session accepted, it's good to know what the general consensus was on it as well. We are slightly going to tweak it, the model for that, so that if you're within, it's only going to be either the extreme highs or the extreme low ratings that you're going to have to put a comment in. So if you're between maybe 40 and 70 points, you'll get, maybe you'll not have to have feedback on that. It's if you're below 40 or above 70, you'll then get some feedback as well. It then just allows people to give more feedback and more detailed feedback.
Yeah, I think you just need to learn from that and watch out for people that are cheating the review system as well. Repeated descriptions and feedback. That sort of thing just irks me. But we'll just have to learn from it and move on. And next 2 years' time, is it? I guess you're not announced that yet, but I assume at some point you will. In the nearest future, do it all again. So. Hopefully that will be something that we can do then.
Yeah, or be more selective with the people that we choose to do that. I mean, everyone's a volunteer. Everyone gives up their time, but we just have to look at putting the right resources on the right tasks.
Correct.
Yeah.
Good, Cooky. In terms of Scottish Summit 2024 October. What are you looking forward to bring back home? And your answer could be, anything you'd like.
What do you want to look? The T-shirt that Mark's got me, I think, because I like a sweary T-shirt. I'm not going to show you my current T-shirt because
I love it. That T-shirt is very good.
Get a bit problematic, and experiences. The whole community coming together in October in a different location and really having a great time. I think that's where it's like I say, it's my hobby, and I really do want those weekends, and I need those weekends for my mental health. So. It's really something that I enjoy and want to embrace again. Learning from everybody about what is the right way to do things, an innovative way to do things. That's the sort, learning new things and getting involved with it all again is something that I want to carry on with.
He found it.
You muted that.
Of course, I found it.
Oh, come on, show it to us.
Oh, that one, yeah.
So it is the Bobak T-shirt.
I have no idea what we're talking about. But
I
yeah,
didn't
great.
either. I had to look it up when he
Yeah, Google it.
sometime, but I know what it is now. But we're not going to say it. But
Yeah, don't Google it while
How's
you're
the
on the
name?
call. Bob.
No, but
Back.
BAW.
no, I don't understand how it's even spelled. Okay. Good. So you were looking forward to come back, like not only with new experiences or new like concepts, but also getting to know new people and network and so on. One of the recommendations that we give everyone that, everyone that's listening to the podcast and is the first time going, is take 1 or 2 days off after the conference. Do you have any other advice?
It's a long way from Aberdeen down to where I live, and I know I'm not the furthest away, but definitely make sure that you get on that plane, get on that train, because there's a few people that have missed them over the years, and embrace everything. It's a just say yes culture, really. Just get involved, talk to people that you don't know. And reach, everyone's friendly. There's no egos there, I don't think. And we,
sorry, we got Mark there. Everybody's friendly, but
we're a community, and even those introverts like me that have embraced it, that are happy now that I know people, and quite happy to be extrovert around people I know.
Yeah.
It just took a little while for me to think that I was being accepted, etc. And I think that's key, to just get your guards down, get your walls down, and embrace it.
No, I fully agree. Okay, Rex, Mark, it's your call now to finish this episode.
All right. Well, first of all, thank you very much for being here, Cooky. Do you perhaps want to share how people can find you? Do you have a blog? Do you have a LinkedIn? Do you have a Twitter, X, Instagram, Facebook, Pornhub?
Tinder, anything?
I'm not on Tinder. My wife's not here, but she won't have to anyway. Or Grindr. So.
It's an equal opportunity event.
Exactly.
Yes.
I don't care. I am quite looking forward to the drag show. I think the one we experienced in Hamburg has really set us up for some success.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the link there. That blog. It used to be back in the day. It's down there, Anna. Back in the day when things were D365, but that's my blog. That's where I set up shop. Please subscribe, etc. It's one of those things I hate doing, but subscribe and tick things. I'm on LinkedIn and Twitter on the same handle, so come and connect me if you want to.
Good.
Thank
All
you.
right.
And Sarah just messaged me to saying that one doesn't count either, so I'm not sure how things work.
No, so
it's like doing this and thinking you've all gone, isn't it? You're not there now because I wasn't there. I can't see you.
So if there's anybody that could make a ruling on this,
It's Bibbs.
who would be the person that would make the ruling on it?
Bibby, I'm calling him out. Bibby needs to pull his finger out and ban them from the next show.
No.
So, I mean, why don't you go one higher than Bibby and just have me say it counts? I mean...
Yeah. Oh, your tickets are cancelled, Sarah. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
So for me, that counts. That was the first pub quiz. So, I mean, not only have you won it, you are the first winner of
Original.
it. You are the
Original
inaugural winner
OG.
of it. Yeah. So that has to be the big flying thing. So, I mean, I know we wrapped up there, and I'm just going to bring this in for another 10, 15 minutes because I can. Pub quiz, have you entered it for this year?
I think so. It's always one of those things. Yeah, I did buy a ticket that was included everything, I think.
So you
it's
will
always
get
one of those things that I do that as soon as you announce it, and then forget what it happened, etc. But I will make sure that I've got a ticket. Alice and I have been discussing while we've been deciding which year we won, because we couldn't remember, that we need to get a team together, because Sarah and Zoe obviously have their stars and have the same team every year. We just generally pick up whoever on the day.
so
which
you're
is
actually getting what's the word I'm looking for? Strategic. So you're actually
I don't think we need to be.
selecting-
It's still fun, isn't it? But it's just
You have to-
You hear that, Anna?
we'll just have to see who comes. I'd rather do that than take it too seriously like the rest of the others.
Oh, I love it. It's just like so good. We have a strategy, we sit together, we have everything sorted. It's so good. We don't care about the fun.
That's like Man City, isn't it? You know, you just win everything and get boring. So.
Yep. I mean, winning everything is the main thing. So there's no point in entering something if you're not going to win.
The main
Right.
thing is we make some money for charity, Mark. That's the main thing.
Exactly. And obviously the night, so we've got the pub quiz on the Saturday, the night before, as you mentioned, we have the drag cabaret. It's something, that was one of the first things we set up probably about a year ago. It actually started, it was going to be one drag queen, and that was it. It's now morphed into 8 drag queens, a couple of drag kings, a DJ, a big ass dance floor. So it's going to be unbelievable. Like
And that's on the Friday.
That's on the Friday night, yes.
Yeah.
So that will be.
I don't know when my session is. Please don't make it Saturday morning.
The schedule's all on the website, so go and have a look to see when you are.
But you have as well.
You probably are
Yep.
in the morning. Because...
Oh yeah,
I know
and
I
if not,
am,
I'm going to switch you until 9 o'clock in the morning. But no, genuinely, like I go to a lot of drag shows. Like when we were over in Vegas, I went to RuPaul. We've done a few over here. We've done that. Genuinely, some of the best performers, and the biggest problem that they don't get sort of the mainstream attention is because they're doing it in drag. Like if somebody, like if one of the drag artists was doing singing as a male singer, like they would be 10 times more famous than they are, but because they're doing it in drag, which is seen to be either sexual or deprived, they don't get attention. And even with the drag kings, the opposite way, like drag kings are looked down upon even from some drag queens, and it's quite an interesting dynamic. But again, with Scottish Summit,
it's never crossed my mind that there was such internal strife in communities.
Yeah.
And, you know, we went to the one in Hamburg, and that was such a great night.
Yeah.
That was so awesome.
Absolutely brilliant. And I think if it's going to get anywhere close to that, it'll be a good night, and we'll have a great evening, a great celebration of community and something different. I think.
Yeah, and it's opening up that Scottish Summit also always does something different, always does something more inclusive, and having like these drag kings on the bill, that's something that not a lot of places do. So again, Scottish Summit, even out with community and learning, is changing things.
I know, and was it 22 that you had the deaf guy that did his sign language version? I think that all of that inclusivity that Scottish Summit seems to champion, and the others seem to follow you. I think that's been a great.
We actually had a comment from somebody in Microsoft to say they like to see what we do so that they can do it at Ignite the next year. that for me was like, oh shit, really?
Well, that's why everything's going to be pink next year again, is it?
Yeah, we'll just see what happens. So yeah, it's interesting that was the feedback we got, because I never thought about it like that. But apparently they do look at these sort of events and take what's done.
I think every event has been led by you. You can see the concepts that have been led into Hamburg, even the Canadian one, which was very much a European feel. and then Nordic, all those things that have stemmed from the way that Scottish Summit has started and learned from what you've done, applied their own flavour completely. But it's that you can see the nuggets of what you did, and then it's just been expanded. They've taken the best bits and merged it in,
regionalised it and things.
Yeah, exactly, and made it their own, and been famous for something other than just a conference, And I think that's power to you, effectively, and hopefully you'll carry on.
Like me and you will have stupid colour hair for still the next 2 months, and all people are going to know is Hamburg.
Yeah, well, hopefully next haircut that'll go on. Not a lot left.
I'm still.
You've recoloured yours, so
sorry.
You've recoloured yours. I've still just got the bleach.
Look to the side.
Who?
No, Cooky. On the other side. Okay, so you have okay.
I've just got grey now with a white tip.
Yeah, the blonde is going away. The bleach.
So mine, my problem is I went the same color as Carl. That's a tongue twister. The same color as Carl, and I just put some dye in it. Now my son's a barber, so when I went into him, he was like, "You're a dickhead. You do know that every time you put this little bit of color into the dyed bits to make you put some colour, you're old, you've got grey hair, you're dyeing the greys as well." So this probably would have been out by now if I hadn't done that.
Oh well. We raised a lot of money, Mark.
Exactly. Yeah. 10,000 euros.
And I still have mine.
Yeah, has it healed now?
Yep.
Good. I think you're braver than I am, because that's permanent.
Yeah, it's permanent, but it's, I couldn't afford to work with my hair dyed.
I'm on a customer site next week, and genuinely, do you know what? I'll be really honest, it's actually been a really good opener for conversations.
I can imagine.
I was in a final bid presentation the day after the haircut in the hotel room in Hamburg. And it was that I was just like, it was an opener, something of a story, and went well there, so all good.
So my pitch has been, so I get asked to go and speak at all of these events, and it's always field service. I do a lot of pre-sales on field service. So I was running a field service workshop at an event. They asked to raise some money for charity. We dyed their hair, blah blah blah, and go through the story. And it's like, you're still saying I was there doing field service stuff. I'm an expert on field service, and we raise money for charity. It kind of cements in that you're a good person and you've got the knowledge because you were running our workshops. So.
It's all about not being a dick at the end of the day, isn't it? And anything we can do to support that and
exactly.
help.
So with that being said, the fundraising, you kind of, when we were in Slovenia, maybe potentially done the same thing again.
Yeah, but I've not heard anything back from you though, so I'm assuming that's not going to happen.
No, I'm in the background working on the technical sides of this.
Okay.
And making sure that we have people appropriate to be able to make you into what you need to be.
Okay.
So it might happen, it might not happen, but one of the things that we're looking at is we have got 5 volunteers who would be willing to dress up in drag.
Can I ask who?
No.
Oh, come on. Just tell me one.
Well, I mean, do you know what? It actually went from being 4 people, we need 1 more person, to being about 9 people who volunteered.
Okay.
So on the list, we have Carl, we have Nathan Sweeney, we have Chris, we have Matt, we have Daniel Laskovich.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We also have backup Will Dorrington, Andrew Welsh, and there was somebody else as well.
The moral of the story is don't get drunk in places where the community hand out, because
that's how you got your hair dyed.
That's how I got my hair dyed. That's how I managed to end up being in drag in Aberdeen.
Wait, but you don't have any kings. You have queens, but you don't have kings.
That's true.
That is very true. Is that you volunteer?
I just hear we have our first thing then.
I don't even know how that works, but I will be open to it.
So your hair will get scraped back, you'll get a bald cap put on you, you may get some fake stubble. That's how we would go with it.
I think I would like to do it.
Okay, are you putting your name on the list as well?
Yes.
That was a tentative, what have I just done? Now this is recorded.
We can edit this out, can't you, Anna?
It's a solid yes. I will regret the moment that things are going to happen, but I think it's beautiful, so I will do it.
If you need
Awesome.
another volunteer, sign me up. I'm up for it.
So we might even get the 10 people. So what I'll need to do is I'll need to speak to Lady Rampant to say, can we pair each person with a king or a queen? And then, because the plan is everyone who we raise money for will come out in drag at the very end of the show and do a catwalk in drag.
That will be great.
That's
love
what
it.
we're hoping for.
Oh my God. I'm just Googling now, how the hell do I get, but I love it. I'm just, yeah.
That's going to be an exciting Friday, then, isn't it? Effectively.
Oh yes, it'll be quite fun.
Cookie, do you know the hashtag for this Scottish Summit?
Why are you asking me? I'm not the
Because she always forgets it.
Hashtag SS 2024, maybe?
No,
Oh, there you go. No, I don't.
Scottish Summit 2024.
Okay.
Rex, where do people can get their tickets?
Well, the tickets are on screen at this time. So if you go to that location, you can get tickets for the drag show. You can get tickets for the pub quiz. During the pub quiz, there's also the Community Awards ceremony. We also have on the Thursday some workshops. We still have tickets for that. They're also available at the same URL. And if you're looking to get some discounts on travel, we have some arrangements with KLM, Loganair, Hilton, Aloft, ScotRail. The details are on the website. So have a look and hope to see you in October in Aberdeen. Thank you very much.
Perfect.
All right. Mark, do you want to say some closing notes?
You're all awesome. Goodbye.
Thank you, Carl, for being here. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thanks very much.
The road to Scottish Summit starts here. This is the Power Platform Podcast. Join Rex de Koning, Ana Inés Urrutia de Sousa, and Paddy Byrne as they talk to the Microsoft community about their stories.